Hi everyone, it's QuickyBaby and welcome back to World of Tanks. And have you ever wondered what are the rarest vehicles at tier 9 and why they're so rare? Well, that's what this video is all about today. Without further ado, let's take a look on Tomato GG. What are the vehicles that have been played the least on the European server in the last 30 days? And it is, whoa, with less than 1,000 games played, it is the WZ120 GFT. And I can already hear some of you out there going, oh, QB, that can't be right. I see that thing in the games the whole time. Well, a lot of you might be actually confusing the WZ120 GFT with the WZ121 GFT. I can totally forgive you for thinking that the WZ120 1FT is different from the WZ120 GFT, but actually in the garage it's different to in game. It has a 1G and it's not got a 1G inside the game. Anyway, this is probably the vehicle that the majority of you are thinking I'm talking about, but actually, it's this. This is a tier 9 Chinese tank destroyer that I believe was only sold once in some kind of black market, and it went for a very low price. Did it justify itself to go for a very low price? That is the question. And I'd say, all in all, yeah, this vehicle, it's kind of like a Jagdtiger that just sacrifices all of the armor. Completely sacrifices all of the armor. This thing only has like 150 at the front and it's not that well angled, so it's very, very hard to be able to pull off ricochets with this tank. So it sacrifices all of the armor, all of the hit points as well, as we can see, and it hasn't received that lovely Jagdtiger buff to be able to just gain, I guess, some mobility and a little bit of camo. So it's fairly awkward in a way, really. The WZ120G FT, gosh, am I going to get the name wrong here and just like cement that confusion within the community? It does have a couple of good things, and one is its damage per minute is great, 2,800. It's got decent penetration on its gold rounds as well of 340. Not nearly as good as the 376 APCR that you'll have on the Jagdtiger though. And its camo rating is much better than the Jagdtiger. It's actually probably one of the better aspects of this tank, would you believe it, is the camo rating. It's got 10.89 base when moving. I actually like to throw an exhaust on this. It was one of the best things I did when I was 3 marking this tank. This tank as well, because it's so rare, the 3 marking goes up and down so much because hardly anyone plays it. So if you get some sweaty nerd come out and play the WZ120G and put in some incredibly awesome mega games, then the marks do go way, 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 way up compared to if more casual players have been playing the tank recently. Whoa, talk about casual players. That was anything but a casual shot right into the K91 PT, which is also a fairly unpopular tier 9 tank destroyer as well, right? Considering it's available in the battle pass. I swear that Wargaming have just completely forgotten about this tank, but now that I'm actually featuring it in a YouTube video, I do expect that it's probably going to be on sale soon. Some accountant from Wargaming probably watches these rarest tank videos and listens to whether QuickyBaby actually likes them or not, and then they're going to arrive on a premium store near you very soon, right? Lost asset! An asset that's so rare that even Wargaming forgot about it. Honestly, This is going to be a bit of a weird opinion as well, and that is that I really don't mind this vehicle. I kind of play it like this big alpha damage, fairly sneaky tank, and when you have clowns like the Pat and the Tank sitting in front of you, it's not too bad. Shame that ELC even 90 spotted me, but you can see the camo rating just allowing me to outspot Pat and the Tank, but let's be honest, Pat and the Tanks, you don't know what the Pat and the Tank has. Do they have recon? Do they have situational awareness? Do they even have like a reasonably good crew on that vehicle with brothers in arms? It's all up in the air really when it comes to Pat and the Tank. So I've got a T95. I'm actually going to not load heat here. I'm going to just try and overmatch the top of his vehicle, but that's just so delicious. Okay, you're actually starting to see one of my least favorite aspects of this tank now, and that is the accuracy. It has 0.38 accuracy and pretty bad gun handling. So while you do get the damage per minute out very quickly with this vehicle, oh, close. It is awkward if you try and play it like a sniper, and you don't have the armor to be able to play it like a brawler. So yeah, I think a lot of you would be forgiven for kind of like asking, what is the point of this tank? I'm wondering if I could just load heat here and still be able to go through the top of his vehicle, as heat will go through 85 degrees of angled armor, so it's kind of like, there's only, there you go, perfect. Well, he is called Return to the Garage. I guess in this case, he's probably wanting to say it to other players and not to him, but at least his name kind of like fulfills that, right? So, no, I think that 90% of players who play this vehicle are going to hate it, but I can tell you that it's, for me, it's not that bad. I'm not saying it's as good as other TDs. You do still have to play it like a bit of a snipey role. And I guess a lot of people will be asking, well, if I want to play a sniping TD, why not play something like a WTF Panzer IV? And I think that's a perfectly fine... I didn't realize that was his butt, actually. It was his butt. I thought it was the... I thought he was driving away from me, so to say. Or driving towards me. So good play there, but hopefully, when I finish aiming for 2 years... That was a bad shot, actually. I'm lucky that I hit that. It went exactly where I aimed. I didn't really adjust for him. I lost my train of thought. But yeah, I don't actually find this vehicle that bad. But I'm not saying that it's good. Let me clarify. I'm not saying it's good, but for some reason I can manage to make it work. Oh yeah, I was talking about the WTF Panzer IV. Yeah, most people are going to have way more fun playing the WTF Panzer IV and have a lot better time with that flexible turret. But this vehicle, it's not slow, right? 47 forwards. It's not bad at all. The power to weight is not bad. The ground resistance is pretty okay. As long as you get off-road driving, then that improves the soft terrain resistances as well. There are worse premium tanks that you can play. And considering that there aren't that many tier 9 premium tank destroyers, I'm sure a lot of people are probably thinking about this one. What's this Thritzfarn K doing? Shooting me, apparently. But I'm shooting him as well. My rate of fire is probably the same as his, roughly. But yeah, I can't take another shot there. I'll try and pretend, sneak around. Maybe I can find a funky angle on him. Should I try and flank south? To be fair, this game is ending. There's a line who's probably going to finish him off very quickly, I'd say, unless he goes into a hold down position. If I can get one more shot in and get this kill, this wouldn't have even been that bad of a game. Okay. Okay. Yeah, not too bad. I'll take it. I'll take it. And I'm definitely not multitasking by posing for a painted QuickyBaby thumbnail, right? Not a bad game. 3 kills, 3,200 damage. And I just realized I've got some boosters that are fading away because I'm actually taking a little bit of time off World of Tanks at the moment. So this is like the first game I've played in what feels like ages. So yeah, I'll take it. Take it. Easy. Ages? Didn't I just release a video? Oh, I'm preparing this video. Because I'm allowed to tell you this, but I'm going to another one of those wargaming conferences to find out more about the developments of World of Tanks. Yay, definitely my most fun experience. Definitely my most fun experience. So I'm going to be doing that, which is going to be a really good time, for sure. So I'm feverishly preparing YouTube content to be able to release while I'm away. It's definitely the double-edged sword with regards to being a YouTuber, is that you can prepare videos before you go away, but that means that it just becomes like this frantic rush before. And the last thing that you want to do is kind of like lower the quality of the content, especially when I've set the bar about yay low. So limboing under the rather lackluster quality of my terrible videos would be a challenge in itself, right? This was actually a good game for this tank. And look, I'm not saying it's the best premium, but I'm happy. I get like my 63% wins. I get my like 2,600 combined. This is not a terrible tank, but incredibly rare because Wargaming's forgotten about it. It's not an exciting vehicle. And honestly, even if Wargaming sell it, it's only tank collectors really who miss the opportunity who are probably going to buy it. Okay, so that is by far the rarest, by the way. It's almost like 5 times rarer than the next vehicle that we're going to be playing, which is the T54 Heavy. So the T54 Heavy, another tier 9 premium tank, this time American Heavy, of which we seemingly have just so many premium American Heavies now in the game. We have the TS6, we have the Rambo, and then we have the first one, the T54 Heavy. Now, is the T54 Heavy the best of the tier 9 American premium heavies? Ugh, I think that might be a little bit bold to claim. It is best in one aspect, and that is it does have 12 degrees of gun depression. Its 12 degrees of gun depression is lovely if you can manage to get on a ridgeline to use it. But on a map like this, I don't need more than 8 degrees of gun depression. I don't think in any position on this map, really, unless I can manage to get my above my opponents. So I'm sitting here wondering to myself, why am I so big? No, I'm sitting here wondering to myself, do I want to use the durability or shall I use the turbo on this kind of a map? Now the turbo will allow me to contest the hill, but the durability will allow me to have a few more hit points and be able to trade. I'm probably going to take the turbo, but then again, I can take the gun rammer as well. Oh, well, I guess I've decided to take the gun rammer and take the durability on this map, and I think it's probably the right decision. I think it'll give me that rate of fire advantage, it'll give me those little bit of extra hit points, and there's no way I'm getting forwards and contesting a location anyway. This is a bit of a funny tank because its gun handling is so bad that I really like to use the vert stabs. Which is why I actually dropped the gun rammer on this vehicle to use vert stabs, because of the horrible weak point. Tanks that have horrible weak points can't stay still for very long. Wow, that was amazing. Did our EBR just whiz in and kill their arty? I'm going to say thanks to him. That was a good assassination. Anyway, yeah, so tanks that have horrible weak points on top, you don't want to stay still. And so I actually really love to use vert stabs on tanks that have weak points on the top, because if you sit still for like that extra half a second, it can allow players to be able to pinpoint those weak points and engage them effectively. So yeah, vert stabs, not just good for managing to get your damaging quicker against your opponents, against tanks that have those big weak points, but also great for managing to avoid taking damage in the first place. So I can hang back here and look at this 12 degrees of gun depression. I honestly can't believe this is the second least played premium, or the second least played tier 9, because statistically, like 12 degrees of gun depression, 450 alpha, as many of you will have seen in my TS6 review, this vehicle is very similar to a TS6. Honestly, I don't know why Wargaming really needed to make the TS6 so similar to this tank. Like, there's hardly any difference between the two vehicles, which for me is very disappointing. I thought like the Duke Nukem tank could have had some kind of really funky gimmick or whatever, but I guess if they want to make it a Battle Pass vehicle, Wargaming don't... Nice shot. They don't want to make Battle Pass tanks too good, because they do get bought by a lot of players, and I guess the last thing that Wargaming really wants is to have flood the matchmaker with overpowered tier 9 premiums, because they could just sell you overpowered tier 9 premiums. But then again, I don't know what Wargaming are doing, because the 752s were just sold for 7,500 gold. I don't know what their plan is. Maybe their plan is they just want more people grinding tier 9 to make tier 10 matchmaking nicer. Honestly, it's confusing for me. It's confusing for me. I have no idea why they took arguably the best tier 9 premium and sold it for 7,500 gold. Unless they have some kind of an event coming up and they're trying to drain as much gold out of the economy as they possibly can, and then maybe do another black market and sell something for gold. Oh, what a shame. I was absolutely owning that chieftain there. I'd hit him 3 times for only 1 time it hit me, but that ricochet, while he's stunned as well, kind of like evened the trade out there, which is unfortunate. So he's aiming for me. My weak point on top is pretty ugly, but when I am using as much of my gun depression as possible, my weak point is significantly harder for him to hit. It's a shame that I'm coming around this corner and not going around the other way, because if you are, this tank is actually pretty brutal. Okay, let's have a little bit of a go at him. Oh, you can see why the vert stabs. Just, you have to shoot first in this kind of a situation. But yeah, I don't know, what do you do? Drop the vents and then you lose the rate of fire and you lose the accuracy on this vehicle? Maybe. Again, it's going to be down to preference and down to playstyle. For me, the .42 accuracy that this vehicle has, yeah, it'd be awful to lose that. Okay, cool. So this game's neck and neck, it's close. I don't really want to lose another 400 hit points to the chieftain. I think I'll wait for the 114 to maybe cause a little bit of chaos. Yeah, he's proxy spotted him, so maybe the chieftain will look at him now. Ah, what a shame. Good try, good try, good try. So yeah, so all in all for this vehicle, 12 degrees of gun depression is nice, alpha damage is nice, but the thing that really sucks is the penetration. 240 standard pen, 300 gold pen, that's by far the most horrible. So when you get into one of those awkward matchups, yeah, when you get into one of those awkward matchups, it can be very painful indeed. Wow, dude just hit me in the weak point while moving. That was horrible. Horrible. Nice shot. Maybe he just shot the top of my turret, actually. A good shot. Well played. That 752 wants to come around the corner. He could be able to kill me in 2 shots. It's not a lot of time, is it, to be taken out? But now my weak point, I believe, is going to be actually hidden on the right-hand side. So I'll actually be able to expose myself here. Very nice. Very nice. This guy's going to come after me now. Oh, he's fluffed it. He's fluffed it, guys. He's only got 1 more. He can't kill me now. And we have that renegade EBR coming through now. Maybe I'll try and harass this guy a little bit more. Just track him. He's reloading for about 30 seconds. The EBR is going to shoot him once. I'm a little bit worried about Captain Char. Oh my lord, that gun handling. Oh! And that is why this vehicle is not very played. Trust me on it. You think you're okay. You think you've got the shot to kill the best Tier 9 Premium Heavy with arguably, well, at least the least popular Tier 9 Premium Heavy. And you don't. This Griller could get me in the side here, but oh well. Oh well. Oh, this game's actually pretty close on hit points, but remember, those guys are out of my render distance, so it means that we might not actually be updating... Well, we're definitely not updating the hit points, and we don't know how many they have. So when I go close to the 705, we should probably be able to see that his hit points will disappear. Right? Yes. I think I mentioned that in a video last week as well. I think I'm going to have to do it just as a meme from now on. Come on, Mr. Griller, you want some? I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. Just a solid game for a pretty mediocre tank. But yeah, it's like let's not pretend that this was a good game of World of Tanks. It's not. Like I'm only doing 2,500 combined in my tier 9s, but I felt like I bored the game out. And there's a strength in that as well. There's a strength when you play these vehicles that aren't the best in just making those strong, consistent plays. Trying to take like the low-hanging damage, the easy-to-reach damage, not being too cheeky with regards to it, taking too many risks, and then it can add up. And it's better to kind of like do a consistent lower amount of damage for your team than it is to take that risk quite often in these vehicles. I mean, sometimes you're going to have to make the play. Obviously, it depends on what the situation dictates that you should do, right? Sometimes you can force the situation. But usually to be able to do that, you'd have to be playing a better tank than the T54 Heavy. So yeah, I don't recommend this one. It's not as good as the other tier 9 premiums. By the way, I just like to look at the WZ120 GFT's win ratio difference is -6%. Looks like a lot of people really struggle in that vehicle, whereas I'm actually doing okay with it. But maybe people just... Again, with the WZ120G, a lot of it comes down to who has been playing it recently. So I'll show you like the Mark of Excellence requirements for the WZ120 GFT. And you see how they spike? Like here it was 4,200 a game, and then just a week later it's down to 3,500 a game. So big difference. So there was probably some sweat lord who was trying to 3-mark it here, and then I don't know, some and then they probably like 3-marked it here, and then it stayed high for like 2 weeks, and then it went down, and that's what happens with this vehicle. Okay, cool. But I digress. I need to be playing the least popular, the rarest vehicles in the game. And oh no, talk about mediocre tier 9 tank destroyers. Oh ye gods. It's the TIII Jager. Okay, guys, there are very few vehicles in the game which I truly feel, by the way, #1 on experience there and mid-table on damage. I'm happy about it. We absolutely trumped that chieftain and their weak points. Beautiful stuff. There are very few tanks at tier 9 that I play that I truly just don't enjoy, and this is one of them. This vehicle, I'm only getting 53% average win ratio. So while the rare WZ120 GFT, I'm able to kind of like get my account average win ratio at tier 9, I can't do that on this vehicle. This tank is stinky. It's stinky in so many ways. It's an incredibly lackluster, disappointing tank. And I'd just question to Wargaming. Wargaming, how can you mess up a turreted tier 9 German tank destroyer? Just look at tier 8. The Scorpion G has been a fan favorite for like a decade inside World of Tanks. How could they possibly have messed up a tier 9 German turreted tank destroyer? Whoever developed this vehicle, just horrendous. I guess they tried to make it really balanced, which is fine. I love it when we have balanced tanks inside the game. But balanced tanks should still be fun within their own right. And the Scorpion G, no one's going to say the Scorpion G is overpowered. Sure, it's annoying when there were so many of them inside the matchmaker back in the day, and I'd say, it was always a Scorpion, it's always a Scorpion, it's always a Scorpion, is what I was constantly saying. But that kind of like feeling of just constantly taking those hits, because there were so many Scorpions inside the matchmaker. And I think a lot of Everyone probably felt the same way about the DBV a few months ago when everybody was grinding their DBVs. A tank that has definitely dwindled in popularity, and while it's still annoying to take that 800 damage, right? I don't think it's nearly as brutal as it was previously. Well, 800 damage is still 800 damage, but when there's less of them in the matchmaker, it definitely feels that getting hit by 1 DBV is not the same as getting hit by 2 DBVs, right? Anyway, so the T3 Jager, let's focus on it. Bad damage per minute. Bad alpha damage. 420. So consider me this, okay, YouTube? Consider me this, YouTube. You could play yourself a Scorpion G at tier 8, and you could have 490 alpha damage. Or you could play yourself a T3 Jager at tier 9. I wonder if I can knock this through the wall. Not quite. You could play yourself a T3 Jager at tier 9 and have 420. This is such an obvious bush, by the way. Don't be surprised if you get caught in this bush. I'm going to try and blind fire the SU anyway. Nah, he wasn't there. So 420 alpha. And the thing is that you've got less damage per minute than the tier 8. You've got less alpha damage than the tier 8. So what do you have that's an advantage? Accuracy and shell velocity? The penetration isn't even that good. It's not bad. 268 AP and 326 gold. It's not bad. But like there are tier 9 tank destroyers like a Jagdtiger that have 560 alpha, 276 I think on the 276 on the regular rounds, and I think they've got like it's got 350 on those APCR gold rounds. And we have so many different Jagdtigers now, right? We've got a Jagdtiger 88. We've got a Jagdtiger prototype. We don't have a premium Jagdtiger at tier 9, do we? Don't think so. But the Jagdtiger prototype at tier 8 is phenomenal, right? 490 alpha, big boy. It's one of my actually best statistics overall on the account I think I have in that tank, right? E77. What's this STA1 doing? He's behind the rubble for me. But yeah, this one's just so disappointing. Also, it has 0 armor, 30 millimeters, so it gets overmatched by everything. Artillery shells pen it like it's... Oh, really? I swear my shell came out really slow there. I was waiting till he got his viewports around the corner so that he wouldn't spot me, because I haven't actually been spotted here yet. So if I wait, I was hoping that I could have tracked him and, like, not got spotted as well. But I swear the shell was a lot slower than the shell velocity would suggest. Anyway, what's this 752 doing? The only thing this tank has is accuracy. That's it. It is an accurate gun. There's no doubt it's an accurate gun, and that's cool. It's cool that it's an accurate gun, but, you know, I could go play a Griller at tier 10 and have 750 alpha and just be satisfied, you know? I could play that Scorpion down at tier 8 and have better alpha 490. There's so many other options that aren't this vehicle, which is why this tank is so unpopular. Again, a real failed opportunity by Wargaming to make an exciting product, in my opinion. And considering how much people obviously love turreted tank destroyers in World of Tanks, look how much the DBV's been played, right? And people love German vehicles as well, right? And so for Wargaming to have completely whiffed with this tank, there's no other way to say it. They've completely whiffed with this tank is impressive in itself. And it's amazing to me because if there's one thing I'd say that Wargaming are actually pretty good at, that's making tanks. They're pretty good at making tanks. For all of their issues, you know, and all of their systems and all of their greediness and all of their gacha and all of their loot boxes and all of these issues and taking away abilities for us to be able to progress inside World of Tanks, they're actually pretty good at just making vehicles that are fun to play. So all of these vehicles that are rare are either rare because they're never sold, or they're rare because they're not fun. Usually both when it comes to extremes of rarity inside the game, right? And I do think that this is rare for both of those reasons. Although I do think this one gets sold a fair amount. So yeah, basically no redeeming features. Do you know what else sucks about this tank? 370 meters base view range. So I have to take coated optics. if I want to have any kind of decent view range for one of my builds. So, all in all, to Wargaming, how would I fix this vehicle? Well, firstly, I'd give it 10 or 20 meters extra view range. 10 meters will probably be enough. If they gave it 10 meters, I think it would basically mean that coated optics would be more of an optional rather than a mandatory. Dang, I really want to shoot this guy around the corner, but I don't want to get caught by the other tanks around there. Oh, there we go. Oh, look at that. I knew that Scorpion was going to get me. I should have fired earlier. I should have been loading gold as well by the looks of it. This is a really close game, actually. I think I just whiffed my hit points in a very close round. I think I'm just actually focusing on developing World of Tanks for Wargaming and not actually focusing on playing my own game. What's this Nomad going to do? Hopefully that saves the Nomad's hit points. It does. Beautiful. I wonder if this Conway is aiming up at me or if he's aiming at the Shpatuk. Did he see me? Shoot, he did. Wish I was a fully turreted tank like this Conway right now. Oh, he's on the other side, my bad. This game's really close. So the G-Saw's in an awkward position. The Rambo's going to be hunting my guts. What's this Rambo going to do? Is he going to come after me or is he going to go after the Shpatuk? Dude, if he goes hold down against me, he's just going to farm me. He's got 360 alpha, so he can kill me in 2 shots. I have to ask the Shpatuk for some help. Yeah, but I don't think you are moving to cover my flank, mate, at the moment. You know what I think I should do? I think I should actually leave this little alcove and then change the angles. The angos on the Rambos. Okay, let's go after this. Let's go after this guy for my team. I'm also going to fire gold for my next shot. Nice. That crippled him. Hopefully the Shpatuk goes in. Rambo's going into the center now. He's chasing down the Borask. He's in a bit of a pickle, isn't he? Don't think I can shoot over there cleanly, so I'm just going to make the hopefully consistent play, and that is to go over here. This guy's getting nailed by Shpatuk. He's going to aim at me. But you know what? In this kind of a situation, I need to commit, because if he turns and deals with the Shpatuk, we're in a lot of trouble anyway, right? So you've got to be a dude. If you can take a shot for the team. Okay. Alright, everyone's pressing affirmative. Good team. Good team. I can't believe it. We're playing these awful vehicles today, and we've got such a good team. I can take 1 shot from this autoloader. He's -1 shells. I hit him. He's still there. Oh, he's coming back for me while I'm typing. Dastardly player. Borask missed the shot. I've got time. I can take a shot. Make it count, baby. Let's go. Let's give these guys a thumbs up. Ah, too slow. My bad. Well, look, again, I have a crappy round with regards to our combines. But I felt like you have to play these, at least in my opinion, bad tanks to their strengths. And that is to have that kind of like ambush play. At least try and be a little bit of a support. Funny enough, we actually damaged 8 vehicles in that game. 8 vehicles, and we got 4 kills again. But shout out to this Shpatuk. Oh my word, 6,000 damage. Great player, great game. Did a really good job there. 1,585 base experience is a monster round. Do you know what's kind of funny is just how much crazy that Shpatuk has for a potential compared to a T3 Jager as well. I'm not suggesting that's the only reason why that guy did double my damage and got 50% extra experience. They obviously had a better round than I did, and I don't think I would have been able to carry like they did in the Shpatuk. But what I'm trying to suggest is that every time I look at my T3 Jager and I look at another tank destroy, it's like that meme where I'm like, you know, looking at wanting to get the upgrade to the other TD. Commiserations to the E77 as well. Played a good game. 57% win rate player, 6,200 damage. Sucks to lose that game. But you lose, sir. You lose, sir. We win. Good. Yeah, fun games today. Really close game. Well, close game there. Exciting one. Exciting one, right? So, GG's. Got to do my part for Envest. Got to claim those extra points to make M4 happy. Okay, cool. So, that was the T3 Jager. It's a horrible tank, would not recommend it. The next one I'm going to be playing is the Object 590. And again, it's amazing to me that this vehicle is played so little, only 7,000 games on the entire server in the last 30 days. Because you'd think that an Object 590 would be popular, right? It's an object, it's a tier 9 premium, it should be popular. But again, Wargaming made this auto-reloader, a Soviet auto-reloader, and the problem with this vehicle is it just doesn't feel good in either use case. It doesn't feel like it's ever good with its maximum DPM of 2,200 at tier 9. And it never feels like it's actually good at having that burst damage because it's got a 4-second intra-clip reload for only 320 damage. Now, again, don't get me wrong. You can fire off 3 shots in 8 seconds. That's really good. It's better than an Object 140. But it's not that much better than an Object 140. Now, obviously, as it's at tier 9, I'm not suggesting that I want to have a tank that's better than an Object 140. But the problem is the Object 140, after it's finished its 3-round burst, then doesn't have an 8.5-second reload with no opportunity to be able to use a gun rammer, right? It's the issue that this vehicle has. So I'm going to be using a Vision System exhaust build on this map. There's multiple ways that I could play this. I could make my way up over here and try to work the bush locations. But instead, I'm going to go and try and help out this ELC even 90 to get rid of the Senlac. This vehicle actually has exceptional moving camo of 12%. So with an exhaust, I should be able to make my way forwards and play like a good supporting role for my team. My only concern here is that the ELC is like gone this way as well. He's actually looks like he's a very competent player. So I feel like now I'm just wasted because the ELC has clearly proven that they're not bad. I'm going to hang around here for a little while in case, yeah, the ELC... I don't know how that ELC got spotted, honestly. It could have been someone there, and that makes me very nervous as well. Because if I get proxy spotted here, I am so dead. I am so dead. Maybe this VCS is going to... maybe the VCS is... Whoa, this is pretty bad. I don't want to go behind this VCS and get spotted and get him shot, you know? I don't know how that ELC even 90 got spotted. Do you think that he just left the bush? He could have just left the bush. It might have been that he just left the bush. And if he just left the bush... The interesting thing is... Oh, the Senlac's on the other flank. So it could only be an EBR 90 here. The interesting thing is, though, the EBR 90 has so much camo that it could actually just be proxies. I might have to proxy spot it, if that makes sense. I think he left the bush. I think he just drove across like a Muppet. Oh, God. There he is, there he is, there he is. There's the EBR 90. Okay, okay. Now this guy's moving, because I've got the vision system, I think my team should be able to get him, and he'll probably come back thinking like he can go back into that bush, and he won't think that there's a medium tank here. And so I'm hoping now that as he comes back... Oh, why did he have to re-stealth there? I'm hoping as he comes back and goes into that bush, that he'll just go and sit in the bush. But the problem is that as he does that, because he's reset the vision now, he'll know that there's somebody else who's spotting him. Like, what is this? Where the hell is... Oh, I'm so dead. Oh, I might as well try and take this EBR out with me as I lose my gunner. Oh, and as I hit his wheels. Oh! Oh! You got a video on. You got a video on this tank. Oh, my goodness gracious. Well, GG, well played to the enemy team. They got us good. Well done to that EBR 90. He got rid of 2 light and me. So that's a big thumbs up to that EBR. GG to him. Yeah, tricky. Unfortunately, my whole team is so far back that I just don't think they were really in positions to be able to help me out there. Usually when I spot things, we get a lot more help from the team. All right, that was an unfortunate fast round, so let's do a bonus tank. It's going to be the K91-2, and oh, man. Again, another vehicle that I just really don't want to play today. I'm not going to lie. I always think to myself, oh, when I wake up in the morning, oh, man, I really can't wait to go and play a K91-2, especially in a tier 10 matchup, and on Berlin as well. Oh my word, ladies and gents. This vehicle just pains me in every single way. Right from the get-go about how I got my hands on this tank. This vehicle, I believe it's been sold once, and it was a credit auction this year, I believe. Or was it last year? The years seem to just roll into one. I think it was probably really early this year. And it ended up costing about 44 million credits. That is painful. And now I understand that maybe a lot of people have a good amount of time and they can go and grind credits, and they absolutely love going and playing Frontline, and they love playing their premiums, and they love getting credit boosters, and they love using those credit boosters to be able to go and farm millions of credits. Fair play. Absolute fair play to you. But even then, you can't really make more than 1 million credits profit an hour playing World of Tanks. And so this tank, I had to trade about 44 hours of my life to be able to get it. And that would be okay if it was fun. But it's not fun. It has these huge bulging weak points on top, which might as well just be... They're not even weak points, you know. A point's got to be pointy, right? It's like a weak place just on the vehicle. It's just almost as if it's got a huge extra area on it. I'm not really describing this very well. Like, props to you if you can describe it better, but it's really horrible turret armor. And then I don't know, man, also just 300 gold pen as well. I want to have that big boy 330 heat pen like I have on a T54. I love my T54. You just saw me feature it on YouTube a week or two ago, a couple weeks ago, right? An old school World of Tanks video in an incredible game that made me feel very happy to be alive and to be a World of Tanks player. Unlike that shot, that didn't make me feel very alive. Dude, is the Skoda running away? Holy moly. Okay, I mean, fair play to you. If that's how we're going to do this. I don't see how running away in front of a bat chat is going to help Mr. Skoda, but you know what? Let's do it. I don't think I've ever really won a game of World of Tanks by giving up so much of the map before, but okay. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's give up the map. And then maybe we can try and, like, defend the base from the back. That could work. Hold on. I've totally lost my train of thought about the K91. So, yeah, it's just basically just an unfun T54. And I think if Wargaming had just made a... What would have been better? If Wargaming just make a premium T54? Nah, probably not. I guess they've tried to make it different enough, but just still, for me at least, I'm trying to think about where I can go to actually still be able to defend the cap circle here. Probably this corner. Yeah, I can defend the entire cap circle from here. This could work. Just wait for my team to be able to go in and win. Oh, that looks painful for you. Sorry about that. I can't go out and take shots for him. It's not going to work. I just have to try and protect the cap circle. I'm just going to ask for help. Let's see if they cap. I've just got to delay for as long as I can. Unfortunately, they're going to probably be able to go hold down on that Skoda there. I need to have this STRV help me. I need this artillery to help me as well. Oh, here we go. Really didn't expect this, did he? Dude. Nice shots. Make up for those two awful shots earlier. Or one awful shot. Oh, God. Oh. Got to give him the good old Christian side hug. Make him panic. Come on! Please kill him, someone! Rid me of this, yes! Oh, I'd have to die. I needed that. I needed that in my life, dudes. Oh my goodness. Was that some kind of like a religious intervention? Hopefully. Maybe the bat chat just went like, "Oh, my job is done. I've managed to bounce my shots off the K91. Peace out, boys. I go play a different game now." Oh man. You know what? I really did not expect today that this tank was going to give me a giggle, but I needed that. I gave it a go, man. I tried to give him the good old Christian side hug there to try and survive the situation. Shout out to the STRV for getting into a position to help me. Yeah, GG's. All right, so I guess this is going to be 4 out of 5 wins today in the rarest vehicles. So quick summary. Are they rare for a reason? WZ-120 GFT, yeah, I think 90% of players are going to have a really bad time, irrelevant of the fact that I can manage to make that work by slapping an exhaust on it and trying to turn into like this 350 meters plus sniper. It can work, but it's never really going to be fantastic in many situations. For the T54 Heavy tank, I don't mind it. The 12 degrees of gun depression gives you so much flexibility, but you could go play a Rambo, you could go play yourself a TS6, rare for a reason, I'd say. For the TIII Jager, disgusting, horrible tank. Just go get yourself a Scorpion, honestly. Play a Scorpion. For the Object 590, again, is this lackluster vehicle that never really feels like it's an autoloader and never feels like it's a single-shot tank. Just go play a T54 and you'll have so much more fun. And the K91 too. Well, I just answered it with that last sentence. Go and play a T54, you'll have so much more fun. But if you want to make credits at Tier 9 and make bonds, then the T54 isn't going to do that for you, so I guess you don't really have too many options. So 590 game was a loss. Well played to that EBR 90 for that 3,600 spotting. GG to you there, sir. You managed to catch me in that game. But all in all, I'm really happy with that session. My combines are poor, but the win ratio is good. And when you play these stinky tanks, I'll take the wins. I'll take the wins any day of the week. Anyway, ladies and gents, boys and girls, those were the rarest tanks at Tier 9. And now you know all about them. So whether they'll stay rare, well, hopefully they will, because most of them are really shocking. But yeah, expect to see them in the premium store soon, right? Maybe. Anyway, I digress for like the 10th time in this video. I really hope you enjoyed this one. I had a lot of fun with the video today. Hope you did too. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you hated it, give it a thumbs down. Let me know in the comments what you think about all of these vehicles. Rare for a reason? Or do you actually love them? Why do you love them? And as always, thank you so much for watching. You've been epic, and hopefully I'll see you soon.